We were on holidays in Tasmania, and Robyn and I were driving around, and we talked about work in past and stuff like that, and I was fairly unhappy with what I was doing at the time, and I said, well, find me a job. And I said, I'm not happy with what I'm doing, so find me a job. And she was sitting there on the iPad, and she started looking at different things. She said, oh, what about this GroutPro? And I went, I don't know, give it a go.
I think it was actually one of the first things I came across, actually.
And I said, was it doing up bathrooms or something? She goes, no, have a look at this tonight and see what you think. So, we got to our place where we were staying, and I had a bit of a look at it later in that night, and so yeah, it looks all right. And anyway, a few days went past, and I said, oh, look, we'll have a look at that when we get back. And we sort of didn't think too much more of it at the time, but Robyn sort of kept it going when we got back.
Planted the seed.
Yep. So we looked at a couple of different businesses along the same sort of path, but I think what interests me was I've had old houses in the past. We've had 4 or 5 different houses, and I've always sort of done up bathrooms or done up wet areas, and so I like doing that sort of role. So
we had a look at quite a lot of different franchises, and every one that I kept going back to was always renovation of some description. And the kids said to us, well, why do you want to get into that? Like, don't you remember all the times that you were doing the bathroom and you were yelling and screaming about something that wasn't working right? And I said, yeah, but the point is that after 4 houses, each of them we've renovated, there's a reason. It's because we like doing it.
And if you're looking at a franchise, it's a model that it's already established. So I just didn't want to go and start a business because I sort of don't think I could do that. So, but at the same time, I don't think I could go and afford to buy a McDonald's either. So we had to find something that was affordable for us, and and make an amount of money that we would be happy with. So, and we sort of come up with this. So we did some investigation and talked to Jeff and Delena when we got back, and shot some emails out and found out a little bit about it, and sort of went from there. But it all started to fall into place when I think after I'd done my investigations on what the company was like and stuff like that, there were some things in the background that probably were different in the past, but that's the same with any business, I suppose. But once we started to talk to different people and franchisees, like there's a couple that have got their family into it, and so you don't suggest to your family member that to get into a business that's not doing well. So that sort of planted a really good seed in what I thought was a good business anyway.
Yeah, and Delena and Jeff, they gave us, contact details of other franchisees that we could contact. So we called lots of different people from the franchisee sort of list and had a bit of a chat to them and got a bit of a take on, what worked well for them, what they were sort of struggling with over the time, and, decided that, and they all said the same thing, that, if you want to make it work, it's going to work. So.
And I think the best thing I did, I was lucky enough because I was only sort of an hour away at the time. I rang Ben from Tweed, and Hugh was at Robyn. I talked to both of them, and Ben was very open. He said, "Oh, look, come down and spend a day with me." And I thought, he's just trying to get a bit of free labour, but he was fantastic. I was actually crook at the time, and he actually spent 2 or 3 days with me, and just it was slower for him, which he didn't mind, but. He showed me all the things I needed to sort of put my mind at ease, and his wife worked with him, so it was a fairly good, I suppose, stepping stone for where I wanted to be. Things were starting to fall into place, and
we're down here at training now.
Yeah, and we're at training, and this is. If I could have been here a month ago, I probably would have been. It was a bit of a long journey for us, but. We're finally here, and the training's really cracked up to what I thought it would be, and having different franchisees just come on different days and just turn up for no reason, whether they want a free hamburger or whether they're here to help, it's really good. So because it gives you a different take on what Jeff and Delena are doing all the theory, but having Dan and the other guys just here helping out has been because they're on the job. And that's what I like.
They give you a bit of different sort of take on what's good, what's bad, you know, different examples of things that they've done in the past that have worked or what hasn't worked. So you get a lot of different varieties, and each different region, from what I gather, has a lot of different clientele base. So, you know, it's been good hearing that as well. So,
and, you know, perfect example was today, Dan went to do something and Ben sort of had a different take on it. So they showed us both ways, and I think you just got to take out what do you want from it, sort of thing. So both ways correct, but it was good to see both ways. So it was.
And you just got to get out there and give it a go and try it. You know, get on the power tools. You know, do the tiling. We wanted lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Wanted to be in control. Control
more. Yeah, exactly right. And it's not about money. Well, there is a little bit to do with money, but if you can make an all right wage and you're happy and comfortable with what you're doing, I think you're better than sitting behind a desk not happy with what you're doing. So that's what we did.